Hey everyone, how's it going? So today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to talk about the meta deck going around right now, and that is fives. Been seeing a lot of discussion on this deck, and is it, the number one deck and that can't be beat, or do we have a deck out there that's going to be able to push this back down? Because before with Spark it was getting pushed back down, not really, too far, probably, tier 0.5 or whatever, not tier 0 like Spark it was. But yeah, this deck is just so efficient with the cost of everything, and your opponent always has to pay more to get rid of the 5. And this is the updated version from Daybreak that I've been seeing going around. It's not my build, but this is the one I've been seeing going around. And we're just going to talk about it today. So, running 3 Vis, 3 Specteris. This is the new Big 5, really. I was lucky enough to pull a Stellar, and I got my 2 Hollows. But this being able to negate when it attacks and goes up to 5 is just so strong against so many Elestrals out there, including 5s, which is what you really got to talk about, is that like things like Eddie, which is the next card, and Specteris being printed actually are really good against 5s. But the problem is they just decided to run them. So it's really just finding something that is going to work outside of 5s that can beat 5s. And right now they just keep getting more and more. Like, both these cards are so strong in the meta. And then the last crab that makes it, because we are dropping Moss Station from this build, is the Moose Station. He still is a big 6 defender, and you pay, bring him to 6 attack. You can get over the Ash Rabbit, or Ash Rabbit now. But there's a lot of 5s we want to get over, and he's really good for that. And then our big defense of Ash Rabbit. And then the last card is really a flex spot, but I've been seeing a lot of Boom Bat. And Boom Bat actually does make a lot of sense, because Elestral removal that isn't Elestral is going to become more and more needed as we progress through the metagame. And the last card is Lavalith, which honestly could probably get bumped up to 3, but 2 is a great number for not being, no fires to be able to go over top of. So that is the Elestral. For the runes, we have 3 Earthquake and 3 Vorals. Probably the best removal in the game. Daybreak does have Cryoblast now, which is good against 5, so there is that you gotta worry about when you're going against this, and something to use against them. But having to have either it sided or the Frost right in your Spirit deck, that makes more Spirit math that just isn't the best. But Cryoblast being a 1 cost is nice, like Orals. And then we have our Triple Ambrosia, which feel awesome in 5s. We can run the Nectar to get to our back row, which is 3 Gorgons, 3 Poison Tip, 2 Shield. Shield feels the worst against this deck, so having it at 2 is good, and 3 Tsunami. So, pretty basic counter runes. And you can experiment with a couple others, like a main deck Dense Fog, because you're running the Alloon already. Dense Fog can help against a lot of different cards, so it's really going to come down to preference on how you want to build this deck, but going against it is the main issue, because if you're running a Divine, it just feels so bad to have to keep spending off your Divine and then have a Lavalith come out and take out your Divine. Or just having to always use a counter rune to get over these, all these 5 defense, and then they're going to drop an Eddie against your answer, really. So, this deck is a menace, and I really enjoy it. It's a cool, throwback to old school Yu-Gi-Oh, really, because, old school Yu-Gi-Oh, good stuff.deck was a meta, just best stats, everything gets pushed together. In this, you have your Spirit deck you gotta worry about, so having different types of cards, isn't as easy as it was in Yu-Gi-Oh, but having, the biggest beat sticks in the game that do the best things, and then we have, Tsukiyomi, pretty much, Exile Force, a couple Monarchs. Like, this reminds me of this beatdown with removal, and that deck was very good in early Yu-Gi-Oh, so doesn't You know, no surprise that it's great here as well. So for spirits, we got the double Owloon. I think I'm at 7. Yep, 7 water. 5 earth. 3 thunder. Or no, 4 thunder, sorry. And 2 fire. And that is the deck. A couple things you could consider, and also could be used against the deck in other decks. The Chertogwa over the Boom Bats is something I've seen a lot of, and that's just to keep you in the game longer and for going against other 5s. But really, Boom Bat can help in 5s if you're establishing, because the mirror match is all really about just having the removal for the Elestral. And that being said, Eddie is great against them, but so is Sorlet. Sorlet at 5, you know, a lot of them are dropping this card, so they're not going to be Wind Enchanted, and then the Sorlet can get over a lot of the 5s and their defenses. And of course, the Smoltuga Necrof could also be ran, and Dense Fog. Dense Fog is a good card against a lot of decks, but mainly probably going to be in the side deck. This is really good if you don't have the full set of everything. You could run the double Smoltuga and Necrof. They did end up dropping Galaxy because of its matchup against things like Dense Fog and Spectaris. So you won't be getting the flop of Smoltuga's effect or stats. But that is the deck, and just wanted to know what you guys think. Where we're looking at for the metagame of Daybreak. The deck is pretty damn consistent, but I really think a lot of the decks are a lot of fun to play right now. So we'll see in the next big tournament what ends up on top. So, all right, see you in the next one.